Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. Let's see, let's try to fall off here without dying. Gotta go up here and investigate these snake women. I'd be on Dark Knight, but, you know, I took all this extra class gear for Dragoon, and I said, well, I might as well start putting it to use, you know. So, that's why I'm on Dragoon. I managed to get it up to 67, and the quest will be 67 for a little while, and once they're not 67 anymore, we can go back to Dark Knight. And at some point, I'm going to have to stop and level between recordings again, because, you know, I just don't have that many quests remaining in the main storyline, and, you know, you can see how much experience points we need to level up. It's over 8.5 million. You know, these storyline quests are giving, what, you know, like 200,000? Like, it's not enough for more than one job. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things. Oh, that's too good a line to pass up, right? Like, we could just go with the simple, you can count on us, or know that I'll kill your god if I have to. Maybe even if I don't. At least the snake women are smart. Although their hair looks weird, because it's not actually hair, it's like weird flesh scales resembling hair. I guess we could get the healing one, I guess. The Lady of Bliss. The land around here is mildly confusing. You get so used to having flying when you actually have it that, like, you know, actually navigating terrain sort of escapes you after a while. You don't really remember the layout of the map because you don't have to. Which is one of the disadvantages of putting flying into your MMO. Like, everyone likes flying. They like it. But, like, the first time you do it, you know, it feels amazing. You're like, oh my god, I'm moving so fast. And then, you know, it becomes one of those other mundane things. And you lose out on the, you know, skill set of navigating terrain. There's always a give and take, and people rarely consider what they're giving up for what they want. So I have no idea how to pronounce these words. I assume they're like Hindu in origin or whatever, but I am not very learned in those sorts of things. Might go ahead and switch to healer, I don't know. So we'll see how long the queue's supposed to take. Because if you hadn't gotten used to the formula by now, attuning to a Beastman Aetheryte, what do you think that's gonna happen? What do you think we're gonna do? I don't think she looks like him, but one of my friends thinks that Lakshmi looks like Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner or whatever her name is.
Why, mistress? Why does my Anamika slumber still?
Look thee on her face, supplicant. Thy prayer hath been answered. Flesh sundered hath been made whole. Blood spilt runneth through her veins. Breath stolen filleth her breast.
But she hears not her mother's words, nor sees her mother's face. She's silent and empty.
Only the vessel may be remade, not so the flame which flickered within. Her soul hath been scattered to the four winds.
Now do you see her promises for what they are?
Alize, have you gone mad?
Mayhap I have, but I refuse to stand by and watch yet another tragedy unfold.
Who intrudes upon this sacred ground? Imperials, thirsting for blood!
No! We come not to shed blood, but to save you from the false god who would lead you astray. I understand how you feel. I do. You loved her with all your heart, but when the moment came, you still couldn't save her. The anguish, the anger, I know it only too well. But I also know where this path leads. To embrace a primal is to condemn yourself to an endless cycle of despair. You will never know peace.
A worm-eaten heart may find peace and serenity in service, in beauty and grace. This hath ever been my promise. Naught else.
You tempt them with visions of things that can never be and leave them bereft and wanting. No illusion, however sweet, can change the fact that your daughter is gone. Remember her as she was. Do not suffer this piteous shade to tarnish her memory.
For every prayer that Primal answers, it'll demand payment in kind. Do you have any idea how many more Ananta will die to feed its hunger for crystals?
They would have thee suffer man's spite and live in fear. Far better to dwell in my beauteous dream than endure so ugly a reality.
She's wrong! We hate the Empire as much as you, if you just listen!
Poor, misguided children. I would spare you the torments of this cruel and misshapen world. Come, bask in my radiance. Let it fill your hearts and free you from your burdens. Abide in misery then, fools. The Ananta are more deserving of my blessing. Leave these lands and my dreamers be. I will not warn you a second time.
Seems legit. Let's see, how long will it take on Dragoon? 8 minutes? Let's see if we can't get an instant queue on Tanker Healer. Don't have, you know, all the time in the world. Ought to be good to go with this. Let's see. Alright, instant queue. Sweet. This is a rather long and tedious primal fight because she's not very hard to beat, but she has a lot of HP. And I mean a lot.
Open your heart to me. your weary souls in my bosom.
If you don't have Brill on, it's something I glossed over. I didn't really talk about it at all. You have a duty action to use the energy balls that you can pick up called Brill. If you don't have a Brill on when she does this, you instantly die. What Brill does normally is basically...
I shall free you from your hate!
It's, this charge ability she's about to do here, it makes you invulnerable to... Well, not invulnerable. You take less damage and less of an effect from her abilities. Like this particular one is a knockback, and if you don't use a Brill, you get knocked off the platform.
Surrender to bliss. Do not your souls weigh heavy? Your souls are stained. I shall free you from your hate!
The player base reports that Chanchala as chimichangas. This was new. Awkward. Well, they got it. I'm sure.
Surrender to bliss.
Despite being in the shield stance, the shield healer never gave us shields. Imagine that. Whatever. Apparently there's a belief in the player base that, I don't know how much of the player base's affects, but some of the player base thinks that shields are worthless, which is ridiculous because they're the most powerful type of healing there is. But, you know, whatever. If you haven't picked up on it after 197 videos of this game, the player base is not exactly intelligent. On average. I'm sure there's a bell curve for it.
You did it again. You saved them. I just wish I could have been more help.
Yeah, maybe someday.
So, it looks like the Ananta did have a mountain of crystals after all. Like every other tribe. Gods were all such slaves to our weaknesses.
You slew our mistress! She was our hope, our salvation! Is there no end to your cruelty?
Listen to me, please. I know that you're only trying to protect yourselves because you feel frightened and alone. But that's how we all feel. Don't you see? If we could just turn to each other for help instead of the gods, I'm sure we could find a way to live in peace. Your crystals are important to you, aren't they? Reflections of your souls, right? Well, you shouldn't have to sacrifice something so precious to a primal.
Who are you to question our choice? You who fight without fear? We wish only to live in peace. And if this be the price we must pay, then so be it!
I know there's nothing I can say to convince you. But I hope that one day you look back and see we only ever wanted the same thing.
I hate to... You sweet summer child, I hate to break it to you, but no one ever looks back. Not
Be
candidly.
gone, damn you! Spare me your hollow words, and leave me to mourn.
I'll go. But it doesn't mean I'm giving up. Girabania is our home too. And one way or another, we're going to have to learn to live together. Come on. Alphino and Alize are waiting.
Meanwhile, in the royal palace of Alamigo. Also, excuse me. Is she going to die?
Ah, the savage returns, and with her tail firmly between her legs, beaten by beastmen, I hear.
It was a shameful display, by all accounts. She may have curried the Viceroy's favor with her bold promises, but in the end, she's just another plodding bungler like the rest of her kind.
No, I didn't see you guys out there on the front lines.
Strange. You would think him a better judge of character. Then again, I hear she's not averse to a more physical mode of persuasion.
I thought she rose through the ranks rather quickly, but no longer. If only she had been content with her lot, she might have lived to see the morrow.
Fordola Rem Lupus. Commander of the Crania Lupi, reporting as ordered.
Why do you tremble, sir? Could it be that the Empire's butcher is afraid? That she who walks with death is terrified of her own?
I'm terrified of dying having achieved naught. Gladly would I give my life to win a great victory on the battlefield, had I but the strength.
Alas, you do not. Indeed, you are weak. And born of this weakness is a blind fervor, a raging inferno which threatens to consume not only you, but everyone around you.
Yes, my lord.
You were defeated by the Resistance on several occasions. You misjudged the Ananta and spurred them into summoning an icon. Have you anything to say?
I do not, my lord. My failures are my own. I am prepared to accept your judgment.
And that is very admirable. However, I've had enough of this dumb show. Give voice to that hunger I see in your eyes, or I will pluck them from your head.
I want... I want to make them pay! All of them! Everyone who ever mocked or looked down on me! I want the power to make them pay!
Very well. Then I shall give you a chance. A chance to transcend your mortal limits. Assuming, that is, you are prepared to wager your life for such power.
Transcend, my lord. I came here prepared to die. Tell me what I must do.
Do you think she would be? Well, earrings are really kind of worthless, right? So it doesn't really matter which ones we pick. See, another thing with camera angles, like they weren't even in the camera shot, you know? But oh well. Wasn't like it was like a huge big deal cutscene, just the snake women, the good snake women promising that they'd stand with us through good and bad. Oh, Pippin's here. As if we're actually gonna rest. Maybe we actually are gonna rest. It's been so long I've forgotten this cutscene existed at all. Now this is the secret of the Sun Tribe, and while they're wildly inbred by nature, man, they got everything. How do they have so much like tropical food here in like what's essentially a desert wasteland? Like the turkeys I can understand because those could be like lesser Gagana babies or whatever, but like the pineapples and crap, like that doesn't come from this region of the world, not even within the game lore. There is no justice, just us. Yeah, having been through the Dark Knight quest line, that makes the most sense to say. It may have sounded better in your head, but it makes perfect sense. Always talk to the NPCs before you talk to the quest marker. Will we ever meet the twins' father? He would be Louis Sua's son, right? Or at least son-in-law. Uh-oh, the quests have moved up to level 68. Time to switch back to Dark Knight. Speak of the Alliance recruit, huh? Well, first I'm gonna go jump off a cliff and hope that I don't get killed by the antlions at the bottom. I did that to myself so many times in Stormblood before getting flying. You see, they're just down there waiting. And they aggro by proximity, so like, you gotta be careful when you jump off the cliff. Antlions started being in Final Fantasy, I think in Final Fantasy IV. They might have shown up in Final Fantasy III as a regular enemy. It's been a long time since I played through that one. But they show up as a major quest thing in 4. And then, again, they show up in 5. Don't think there's any in 6. I think there was a reference to one in 7. Not sure about 8. And then there was definitely one in 9, Clara. Seems legit. Here we go, back into the peaks. Southern part, finally. Of course, we get a least preamble, even though it's not a new zone.
I remember how they laughed. Alliance and Resistance soldiers, eager for battle, trading jokes as we marched east towards the peaks. Beyond this last line of defenses lay the locks and the city. Breaching it would be no small feat. But we beat the Imperials back, just like that. And we liberated a village, the first of many.
Oops, no, I wanted to talk to Alisaie. Damn it. Damn you, tab targeting. Ah well, she probably was just, you know, gonna say something like, you know, we've come a long way, or look at the size of that Imperial installation, or maybe look at that boat. It's a Noah's Ark reference. Except obviously it's not Noah's Ark because this is a fantasy universe. The Japanese have always liked putting religious legends and myths and things into their games. They usually put Christian references in because it's completely foreign to a Japanese audience for the most part. Because the Japanese are largely a-religious these days, so. It'll be funny because, you know, they'll market it here, we'll buy it, we'll eat it up, and we'll be like, oh my god, the religious implications of this. And they're like, they literally just put it in for flavor. They're like, oh, that was a cool fucking story. Man, Rabal's face still has that dirt on it from when he was, like, in jail. Meaning to ascend, huh? Well, we got what, like another 10, 15 minutes? Probably got time for more cutscene. I would say it's like, ooh, alone time with the Warrior Light? Hell yeah. I'm sure everything will be fine. Them going off to fight without me being there. Meanwhile, deep within an Imperial research facility. Looks like it's still got Alamegan architecture, though. Although those are definitely Garlean. Oh, look, it's Cryo. They have put her in the tube. And there's Fordola in her underwear.
Oh, my head.
Let us see. So, she lives. Impressive. Or merely lucky, though that too may prove a useful trait.
My lord, what have you done to me?
Though we Guardians are intellectually and physiologically superior in almost all respects, we lack the hereditary traits required for the reliable manipulation of ether, hence our unique inability to wield magics. This deficiency, for want of a better word, saw us subjected to decades of oppression by the lesser races, and we were eventually driven to seek shelter in the cold northern reaches of Ilsabard. Fortunately, said region was replete with vast deposits of ceruleum, which proved instrumental in the development of Magitech, a revolutionary technology conceived to compensate for our disadvantage. It was with Magitech that we grew strong, that our nation became an empire. Yet, ultimately, this was an extrinsic solution to an intrinsic problem. What I wanted was not a crude device to be used in lieu of magic. Through modification of the Garlean genome, I argued that it might be possible to enhance a subject's ability to manipulate ether, effectively empowering them to wield magics. Alas, my theories were met with consternation in the Imperial Court. Only Lord Zenos, with commendable foresight and wisdom, deigned to support my research.
You gave me this treatment, but I'm not Garlean.
Alamegan, through and through. What you have been granted is far greater than mere magic. Before that lesser light, it is as a second sun.
I am informed that Alagiri was recently occupied by the Resistance, and that an attack on Specular Imperatoris is considered imminent. This could provide an ideal opportunity to test her performance in the field.
Your skulls, was it? They have joined the garrison at the watchtower?
Yes, my lord. By your leave, I would rendezvous with them and lead a counterattack against the insurgents.
No. Even were you to leave now, you would not arrive in time. There is another duty I would entrust to you.
Oh man, Thancred got in.
Found you.
There's not a lot he can hope to do by himself, though, other than spy. But at least he knows where Kryl is, I guess. Hell's open, huh? Well, we could do that. We're getting pretty close to running on time, so it's gonna stop for now. So, thank you for watching. Stay safe and have a good day.